I think I'm ready for another contract. So, Ochiba!
So, are you ready to mingle with the doomed house guests? The contract is waiting.
This is probably my favorite quest of the Dark Brotherhood. It is pretty darn fun. And if you're a fan of mystery novels, and particularly of Agatha Christie, you will very much recognize this quest. Anyway, contract.
Do you like parties?
Parties!
Because you've been invited to one. Of course, you'll be killing all the other guests. Are you ready to attend?
Yes, tell me more.
Splendid. You need to go to the city of Skingrad, to the large house known as Summit Mist Manor. There, you will meet up with 5 very unlucky guests.
Alright then.
In order to receive your bonus, you must kill each guest secretly, one by one. If anyone sees you committing murder, the bonus is forfeit.
Alright then, sounds like a
The
challenge.
guests believe there is a chest of gold hidden in the house, and have agreed to be locked inside until one of them finds it. In fact, the guests believe the key to the manor is inside the chest, and only by satisfying their greed will they be allowed to leave. Poor fools. There is, of course, no chest of gold. The guests will find no key. After you arrive, the doors will be locked behind you, as everyone expects.
Okay then.
When all the guests lie dead, you will be free to leave. Now go. See the doorman at Summit Mist Manor. He will explain the rest. Have fun.
Oh, I will, Ochiba. I will.
Each guest, at some point in the past, wronged their mysterious host. Now, he's hired us to exact his revenge.
Okay then. This is the most fun quest in all of Oblivion. All of vanilla Oblivion, I'm sure.
I know what you're...
Yeah.
If you really plan on killing the guests one by one, make sure that when you strike hard. Don't want anyone running for help, do you?
Yeah, that suggestion really means nothing since they're all one-hit kills. They are all literally one-hit kills, so it doesn't really matter how hard you hit them as long as you hit them at all. They die. Let me see. Nobody's in here. Is Vicinta down here? Yes, there he is.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Please continue.
Contract.
The key to successfully completing this contract is effectively blending in with the other guests. So, for Sithis' sake, do not wear your hood.
Oh, fine.
Take care.
It means I'll have to change clothes and also find some way to, disguise my face, because, you know, it's not Merle here, it's just Jashelle, and she technically would look totally different from Merle, but anyway. What is Peter Plate doing on the floor? Antonetta.
Hello, dear.
Contract.
Remember, you must make the other guests feel comfortable. Make them like you. Make them trust you. Then bathe in their blood.
Basically, persuade them. Sit there and persuade
Good luck,
them.
sister. I hope you don't get killed.
Mirage Star, sleeping. There's Tainava. And now we can see what Tainava looks like without his
pleasure to speak with you.
hood on. He has a mohawk type thing. Contract.
Remember the pretenses under which the guests are there. They will be suspicious. You must be as effective an actor as you are a killer. It would be a good idea to talk to each guest and appeal to their good disposition. Remember, if they really like you, they may open up to you.
Okay then. Good advice.
You should dress appropriately. The Deceiver's Finery, your recent quest reward, would serve this purpose nicely. If you earned it, that is.
Yes, and that is why the bonus is very much worth it, despite what Gogren said.
Always in the shadow of Sithis, dear sister.
And I'm guessing Telindril is still out, so let us change clothes. Where is it? Is it down here? Since it begins with T, yep, there it is. Then take off the hood and pretend that I'm not Varrola. And also, we might want to put on a pair of shoes. Oops. I don't need that ring on. Put that ring on. Yeah. Let's put on those. Alright, what? I put on the partner's ring. Whoops. Okay then. Well. Oh yeah, I made this the warp point, didn't I? I don't remember how I did that, but I did it a long time ago. Okay. Yeah. To Skingrad. And it's raining. Lovely. And there are children. More children. Hello.
So the last guest finally arrives. I'll tell you what I told all the others. You go in, I lock the door. You don't come out until it's over.
Okay.
Now I'll tell you what I didn't tell everyone else. We have the same mother, you and I.
Yay!
And she wants you to have this. It's the key to the house.
Coolio.
I guess someone else has already told you the other details. Kill all the guests, then leave, right? Well, you better get in there. Time to mingle.
Let's go have some fun.
We're next.
And yeah, you're terrified.
Go. Socialize. Talk to those fine people. And then plunge your knife into their throats when they ain't looking.
Will do. Will do.
The sixth guest has finally arrived. Well, it's about time. Do you know how long we've been waiting?
Yeah, I made a little side
like
trip to the
age.
Imperial City. Sorry about that.
Whoever invited us here must at least know us, don't you think? In any event, we're all stuck here together, so we might as well get acquainted.
Alright, sure.
The rest of us have already traded introductions. I'm Matilda Petite. The others are Nels the Naughty, Neville, Devisi Dran, and Primo Antonius. Now, who might you be? Please, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So you can lie to her and tell her that you have a sick baby. You can say nothing, but it's actually rather amusing if you actually tell her the truth. I'm an assassin, hired to kill you.
You're a funny one. Good, I'm glad one of us has a sense of humour about all this. It'll make our time here that much more enjoyable.
Yes, I'm sure it will. And doing that
For you,
actually
of course.
goes ahead and puts her disposition toward you at 100. Otherwise, you would have to do the game for her. So, let's ask her about Devisi.
Personally, I think she's a little floozy. She's been eyeing young Primo Antonius, probably smells his wealth.
Yeah, probably. What about yourself?
That's right, it's a Breton name. I'll have you know the Petites are one of High Rock's oldest and most respected noble families.
Yay! Nils.
Oh, that man disgusts me. I find his entire manner offensive. Why, just before you got here, he told me the most off-colour joke about an Argonian maid.
Well, alright then. Neville.
Well, if I can be perfectly honest with you, I find Neville quite attractive. Red Guards are so exotic, don't you think?
Maybe. Primo.
It's obvious that young Primo comes from wealth. A chest full of gold would be mere spending change for him.
And that's everyone.
I have a good idea where that chest might
So,
be.
Nord,
That
find
gold
the
is as
gold.
good as
what will
mine.
you spend it on? Wait, let me guess. A sleazy
Hello there.
horn. And a
Hello, Devasi.
Hello, I'm Dovesi. I'm very pleased to meet you. Now that you're here, we can really start looking for that chest of gold. What I mean to say is, before you arrived, we all just sort of glanced around a bit. Now that we're all officially here, we can look in earnest.
Sounds like fun.
Yes?
Let me talk to you for a while.
You're rude. Goodness, I doubt it. I won't fight you. Really, I won't. You should be ashamed. You've got a point. No, I doubt it. Please, I won't. your room. That will get you some. I see.
Alright. Now she loves me, so let's ask about herself.
Not much to tell about me, really. I'm from Morrowind originally, but my family moved to Valenwood a few years ago.
Matilda.
Honestly, I don't think she likes me. It's because I'm a Dunmer. I heard her say something to Neville, and it wasn't very nice.
Nels.
Every now and then he looks over at me and smiles. I think he's sweet on me. If Nels finds the gold, maybe he'll want some company.
Neville.
I know he's a retired soldier. But not just a soldier. He was an officer in the Imperial Legion. I hate the Legion and everything it stands for.
Okay, then.
When those soldiers came to Morrowind, they persecuted my people and stole our lands. Neville may not be in the Legion anymore, but who knows what atrocities he committed.
And Primo.
It's pretty obvious that Primo comes from a wealthy family. He would never be interested in a girl like me, I'm afraid.
Not true. He told me he likes you.
He did? Oh my goodness, what should I do? Should I talk to him? Or maybe play hard to get? Or should I, or would that be too forward?
Go to his room. Wait for him there.
Oh, you think so? I mean, it is rather forward, but I like it. All right, then. I'll wait for him in his room upstairs. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Alright.
So
So
now...
now...
Where that chest might be.
Not that I
That gold
welcome
is
your
as good as mine.
patronage. No pigs allowed inside, you see.
Now she's gonna head up there.
Legion types tend to-
Primo!
You
Oops.
seem like a...
Yeah. Hold on. I want to
All
talk
right,
to Primo!
Stop looking. That gold...
Come on. Primo, I must talk to you. Where'd you go? You're in here? Okay, he's sleeping. We'll talk to him later. Alright. And we missed out on that conversation.
Ah, yes, the sixth guest. I'm Neville. It's nice to make your acquaintance.
Let's see. Let's
All right.
make you like me and trust me and all that stuff.
Don't try to manipulate me. Not. What? That's really funny. What is that? Would you? What nonsense? That not. What a great story. What? Would you? Don't talk such. See? That works for me.
Alright.
Divisi is a dark elf. They call themselves Dunmer. When I was young, I spent some time stationed on Fort Moonmoth, on their homeland of Morrowind. I have great respect for the Dunmer people. They are strong and noble and generally understand the importance of law and discipline.
She doesn't like you.
Unfortunately, Divisi doesn't seem to like me very much, but I don't blame her. The young ones tend to have problems with authority figures.
She also blames you on everything, so yeah.
If I may be honest, I feel a bit sorry for the old woman. She comes from a noble family, I'm sure, but seems a lot less well off than she should be.
Nels.
Know what I think? I think that barbarian will do anything to get his hands on the chest of gold. Is kinda greedy and vicious. All of them. Trust me, I know. I was stationed at Fort Frostmoth for a few years on the Isle of Solstheim. Those Nords are a bunch of animal-worshipping savages.
Racism!
They're all the same, full of meat and something to prove. We lost a lot of good men up there. A lot of good men.
All the racism. Neville, tell me about yourself.
I'm a Red Guard, though I've never actually been to Hammerfell. I was born here in Cyrodiil. My family has been in the Legion for 3 generations.
Alright then. And Primo.
I'll confess that I have no idea why Primo is here. The kid's got more wealth than the rest of us combined. He sure doesn't need a chest of gold.
Alright then.
Maybe he's incredibly greedy, but I don't think so. My guess is that Primo is so bored he simply has nothing better to do.
Alright then. And that's everything.
Oh yes, maybe we'll speak again later.
And let's go and speak to Nels.
Well, hello there. Nels is my name. Some call me naughty, but don't you believe it?
Okay. Let's make
Certainly.
him- He already kind of likes us, but we can make him like us a bit more. Okay.
Not whatever you want. What? Really? What a dumb joke. Not now, not later. I accept. I have no choice. Real? That's not, no more. You're frightening. So, well done. Well, what none. Every little bit helps. You're
Alrighty.
good.
Dovisi.
Let me confide something in you, my friend. Dovisi is the spitting image of my own daughter. Her skin is darker, of course, but that sweet face. My daughter was killed, you see, a few years back by bandits. I'm sorry. Please forgive a father's heavy heart.
Aw, I'm sorry to hear that. Tell me about Matilda.
You should have seen the old biddy trying to talk to young Primo Antonius. She may be a noble, but he looked down on her like a scullery maid.
Nils.
Don't let the name fool you. I had a bit too much mead a few years back, and there was this tavern wench. Anyway, just call me Nels.
Alright then. Neville.
I will confide something in you, my friend. I despise Neville and all his Imperial Legion ilk. They are useless, uncaring tools of corruption. 3 years ago, my village in Skyrim was attacked by bandits. We went to the nearby Imperial Legion outpost, but they refused to help us. My dear, sweet daughter Olga was killed that day. She was murdered, and the Legion would do nothing to help her. Neville and his kind are scum.
Well, you two definitely don't seem to like each other. Primo.
Primo is young and rich. I can sense a good, decent person in there somewhere. He just has to get his priorities straight.
Okay.
I have a good idea where that
And
chest
before we go
might
talk
be.
to Primo,
That gold,
let's go back
what is
down
not-
and talk to Matilda again.
Hello, dear. Listen, I've been thinking. Why don't we form a kind of alliance? If either one of us finds the chest of gold, we split it 50-50.
Alright, sounds
With
good
the
to me.
two of us working together, we're sure to find the chest before anyone else. What do you say? Do you want to team up?
An alliance sounds perfect.
Oh, wonderful. This is going to be such fun. So, any ideas where we should begin searching first?
Try searching down the basement.
Oh, good idea. Maybe the chest is hidden under the floorboards. All right, I'll head down there and start looking.
Alright, so she's gonna be down
All right,
there.
then. I guess I'd better start looking.
Let's go and actually talk to Primo now. Because, funny enough, he does not sleep in the same room that Dovesi went into. So, Primo.
Well, here we all are. It's funny how money can bring people together, don't you think?
Yeah, well, alright.
I'm listening.
Let's make you like me. Okay.
You get... What a wonderful compliment. You get... Remarkable.
Speechcraft skill.
Really?
Speechcraft skill
you-
increased.
Really? Interesting. Good. You remark... That will...
Yeah, bribing him
That's not
does
bad.
so much. Anyway, Dovesi.
Can I be honest with you, my friend? I find Dovesi captivating. She possesses a beauty beyond compare.
She's a Dunmer.
Maybe you could do me a favor. If you speak with her, put in a good word for me, would you? I would be forever in your debt.
Alright then. Matilda.
Apparently, the poor old woman thinks she's from a well-to-do family. Truth is, I have servants with more nobility in their blood than her.
Nils.
Nels is a drunk. He doesn't even try to hide that fact. But what else is he? When the liquor is dried, what remains of the man?
You're the only one who
I
seems
think
actually
Nels
curious about him.
drinks to forget, maybe about some tragedy in his life. He plays the buffoon, but I sense a deep sadness in him.
Oh, look, you actually do have a sensitive side. It's amazing, even though you're just a wealthy little child.
I know he's a retired Imperial Legion officer. Apparently, he's been in campaigns all across the Empire, from Skyrim to Morrowind.
That's not really that far.
I also get the sense that he's very eager to find the gold. I can't imagine his life of servitude to the Empire left him with much to retire on.
Well. And yourself.
It's a regal name from a rather regal family. Indeed, my father owns more property than the East Empire Company.
Alright then. And now comes the fun part of this certain quest. You can kill them in any order that you want. You seriously can. Just as long as they're alone, you can just kill them. So I'm going to do it a way I never have before. I'm going to start by killing Primo.
Alright then. I guess I'd better start looking.
Yeah, you're so looking. Alright. There's a dead man. And now that that's done, Dovesi.
Why? Why would someone do this? The taking of a life is against every principle I hold dear. It's something I just can't understand.
Sweetie, you should get some rest.
Yes, this whole thing has taken quite a bit out of me. I think I'll go to my room for a bit and get some sleep. Thanks for the talk.
She probably isn't going to go to sleep anyway, but, you know, it's still worth trying. Let's go talk to Neville. Two in names. Gets confusing sometimes.
A guest has been murdered.
Yes, he has.
So it begins. You mark my words, this entire party is a trap. Someone wants us all dead, and now they have their chance.
Oh, paranoid, aren't you? Well, let's ask about Dovesi.
Right now, my main concern is figuring out who the killer is. She may be young, but Dovesi is a suspect just like everyone else.
Alright then.
I've seen enough in my time to know that anyone is capable of murder if they have the right motivation.
Yeah, I guess you're right. What about Matilda?
She's afraid, and for good reason. If the killer strikes again, they may very well pick an easy target, like Matilda. She needn't worry, though. I'm a trained soldier, with 20 years of experience dealing with situations like this. On my honor, this killer will be caught and dealt with.
Alright, I'll trust you. What about Nels?
Nords are raised to be cold-blooded killers. Don't take your eyes off Nels if you value your life.
Racism.
I'll bet anything he's our murderer.
Okay then. How about Primo?
Primo was a young man, strong and full of life. Surely he would have been able to defend himself against an attacker.
Unless he was sleeping, of course.
You'd be smart to stay with the rest of the group.
Yeah,
it's just not safe
sure.
Wandering off alone with a killer on the loose.
Let's go down and talk to, this guy.
Have you heard, my friend? One of our fellow guests has been murdered.
Really?
This
How
bodes
awful.
ill for our stay and our search for the gold.
Yeah. What about Dovesi? What do you think of her?
Let me tell you something. If anyone thinks they're going to hurt that poor dark elf girl, they're going to have to get through me first.
Okay, well then. What about Matilda?
It seems she's upset about the murder, but there's something else. It's almost like she's glad there's less competition for the gold. Greedy old bat.
What about Neville?
I really have to wonder where Neville was when someone was getting slaughtered just a few rooms away.
Probably in his
Maybe
room,
he was
sleeping.
busy looking for the chest of gold. Or maybe he was right next to the victim with his hand on the hilt of a dagger. Think about it.
Maybe. We'll see. What about Primo?
Primo being here made no sense. Whoever our host is, why would he invite someone who didn't even need the money? It's as if we were invited for another reason altogether. Think about it. We're trapped in this house with no way out, and now people start dying.
That is very
I think
curious.
poor Primo was tricked, just like the rest of us. If we're not careful, we'll end up dead, too. You mark my words.
Alrighty. Well then. Okay.
You'd be smart to stay with the rest of the group. It's just not safe to go wandering off alone with a killer on the loose.
Keep that in mind. Alright, let's go down to the basement and check on Matilda.
Please, sweetie, stay close to me. The killer might strike again, whoever he or she his.
What about Devesi?
That little tramp is as guilty as sin, you hear me? She's the killer, and if we don't keep our eyes on her, she'll do it again.
What about Nels?
You think Nels might be the killer? Well, he plays the buffoon, but it could all be an act. He's an Ord, and they're such a savage, uncivilized people.
I couldn't agree more.
Neville has a strong sense of justice, I can tell. If we find out who the killer is, he'll take care of things, if you know what I mean.
Okay. And Primo.
I just can't believe he's dead. He was like a young, beautiful prince. I hope whoever did this can live with themselves.
Well, they're murderers, so they probably can.
You'd be smart to stay with the rest of the group.
Alright, let's take our money and go. Now...
I haven't seen death like this in a long, long time. It's a bit more than my nerves can handle, I'm afraid. I plan to gather up every drop of drink in this house and keep it to myself. If things get any worse around here, I find comfort there, you see.
I'm sure you do. You are just like a Nord. What about Devesi?
So far, the killer has claimed 2 victims. If they plan on adding Devesi to that list, they can think again. I won't let any harm come to that girl.
Alright. I will trust you to take care of her. What about Matilda?
Some bloodthirsty monster killed that woman in cold blood. It's obvious to me one of the other guests killed her to eliminate the competition.
Really? That's what you think?
Assuming that's true, who's next? You? Me? We need to keep our eyes open, friend. And we'd do well not to trust the others.
Alright, I'll keep that in mind. But you trust me, right? What about Neville?
With 2 of us now dead, it seems like the others are looking for Neville for protection. The fools. He'll kill them like he did the others.
Alright.
That's right. I think Neville is the murderer. I can't prove it yet, but he'll slip up, just you wait. Whatever you do, don't turn your back on him.
Alright, got that in mind. Now, let's go.
Stay safe, if that's even possible.
Let's go and talk to Devesi.
2 of us have... I don't care about the gold anymore. I just want to get out of here. I'm going to try all the windows and doors and see if I can't get one open.
What do you have to say about Matilda?
Good. I'm glad she's dead. I can tell you that because we're friends. Matilda didn't like me just because I'm a Dunmer. She got what she deserved.
If you think so. What about Primo?
Primo was my chance. Do you understand me? He was wealthy. He could take me away someplace. Whoever did this will pay.
Okay, then. You had wonderful motivations. Anyway, Nels.
Can I be honest with you? Nels won't stop looking at me. At first I was flattered, but now he's scaring me. He could be the killer. I could be next.
Oh, that might be the case. What about Neville?
Neville is a trained killer. That fascist pig killed those people. I just know it.
You think both of them are the killer?
Stay safe, if that's even possible.
Talk to Neville.
We're being stalked like animals in the forest. I'm still not sure if the killer is one of the other guests or is hiding somewhere in the house. One thing I do know is that the killer won't just stop with 2. They never do. You and I, we need to watch each other's backs.
Alright, let's do that.
I've got my old Legion armor and sword in a chest upstairs. It's time I geared up and showed this coward just who he's dealing with.
Sounds good. What do you have to say about Matilda?
Matilda's murder saddens me, friend. But not for the reason you may think. 10 years ago, when I was in my prime, this never would have happened.
Okay.
But now I'm old.
You weren't napping all the time.
My instincts have failed. I let that woman down.
What do you have to say about Devesi?
You want my honest opinion? I think Nels is the killer. But I haven't yet ruled out that Devesi may be working with him.
Good point. What about Nels?
That mead-swilling barbarian killed those 2 people. I'm sure of it. I don't have the proof just yet, but I'm watching him.
Okay, watch him very
Don't
carefully.
you worry, my friend. Nels won't get away with this. Not on my watch. Don't go far. It's too dangerous to go wandering around.
Let's take his chest key, because he has his old Legion armor in one of these. Oh, it's in here? Interesting. It's not locked. Alright. Now we get to try to be fast.
This house is a death trap. We're being killed off one by one.
Yes, we are. Let's
Only
talk.
3 of us left. I'm certainly no murderer, and I know it's not you. That leaves one person. We must protect ourselves. Find weapons.
Okay. Neville.
All right, so I didn't like Neville. But the man was a trained soldier. He knew how to handle himself. Who could possibly have killed him?
That's a good question. What do you have to say about Nels?
It's Nels. He's the murderer. We have to get him before he gets us. Do you understand what I'm saying? We have to kill Nels.
Alright then. Sounds like a plan. Now if I can get down there before she does...
My friend, please stay safe. 3 of us have been murdered. Besides you and me, there's only one guest left. If you know what I'm saying.
Yes, I do.
I've seen death like this before. Many years ago, my daughter was murdered by bandits who came to our village. I'm sorry. I need a drink.
You need a drink? What do you have to say about Neville?
You want to know how I really feel about Neville's death? I'm afraid. I may hate the Imperial Legion, but its members are trained warriors. Neville was probably the most capable fighter among us, yet he was cut down silently, just a few rooms away. I fear one of us is not who they appear.
Yep.
This isn't the work of some greedy houseguest. There's an assassin among us. You mark my words. We must watch ourselves at every step.
Okay, then. What do you have to say about Devasi?
I swear to you, my friend, if anyone tries to harm that sweet girl, I will tear them limb from limb. Whoever killed the others will strike again. They're getting into this house somehow, which means there must be a way out as well. We need to find the secret exit and escape this madhouse.
Alright, you have fun with that.
This is insane. We're being hunted down one by one. There must be a way out of this madhouse.
Interesting, he's actually not going to try to kill her. Where'd he go? Did he go into the basement? Interesting, they can activate the basement from here.
This house is a death trap. We're being killed off.
And she killed him! Just like that. Good job, Devasi.
You and I are the only ones left. But we did it. We survived. We won.
Yes, we did.
Oh, can it really be true? Can the killer really be dead? This has been such a nightmare. I just want to find a way out of this house and go home.
Well, sorry to say, it's not gonna work. All the guests are dead. No one knew I was the killer. I must now go speak with return to the sanctuary, speak with Ochiva, receive my reward and bonus. So, yep, it was quite fun, this quest. Just, if you ever play this for yourself, if you haven't yet, just experiment and try killing them in different orders and see what they do. A lot of the time, especially if there are 2 guys left, they will actually both try to fight and kill each other. And like I said, they're all one-shot kills, so it's just whoever lands the first blow. But yeah, it's still kind of funny. So yeah, that was fun. Now let's go. And let's change back into our normal armor. Alright. there we go. Alright. And now I'm sad that that quest is done, but we are nowhere near finished. We will keep doing Dark Brotherhood for a while now. La da da, la da da, la da 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 da, la da la da, la da 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 da. Alright. Ojiva! Quest complete! Your turn,
fills
Abba.
my heart with warmth to see.
Well done. Not only did you kill the 5 guests, you acted as an agent of terror and grief. You have earned your reward and bonus, assassin. I lay upon you now the Night Mother's blessing. May she walk with you always and guide your hand as you act in accordance with the 5 tenets.
Of course.